my opinion, very similar to George, actually. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, he's got every right to go for that. That's a valid overtake attempt, which it was. Then on second look, I know it's just a lock up. Now I know he still kept it under control and was still in control at the time. And then that kind of changed my opinion slightly. And then after watching it a few more times, I was like, do you know what? Looking at the racing rules, the penalty is absolutely correct. The problem is the racing rules. So if we're just talking about Piastri's incidents, yes, I 100% agree now after looking back at it that that was a valid penalty based on the racing guidelines. Sorry, we can't say rules. The racing and to be honest, there is the baked in ambiguity. If you're referring to something as a guideline, then it's allowing you to break those rules instantly. Now, the trouble is F1 has got exactly what they want. As George said, if you have people want simple rules and then they want consistency. I'm sorry, but you can't have both. You can't. I guarantee we've had this before where they started over regulating the sport, putting more and more in, and then people say, no, Christian Horner, just let them race. Yeah, and then you let them race, and then we end up with a situation like we had in 2021 where things weren't being regulated correctly. So we say, we need to have hard and fast rules. So then they say, okay, we're going to have the white line as the edge of the track. You can't go over the track. Your lap time is deleted. Fantastic. Consistency. That's all we want. Why are we getting all these penalties? Because people are going over the white line. It's very difficult to see the white line. Just let them race. It's just going to keep going round and round in circles. So people just need to chill out. Like, let the referees ref the race. I think what would help, not going to solve the problem, because let's be honest, football have had professional referees for a very long time now, and it's not as if that stopped controversy in refereeing. So yes, professional stewarding would definitely be a help, and would love to see that. I'm not saying the stewards are doing a bad job. I just think we need to have people that are professional in that they're being paid to what they do and they have the consistency there. We have a pool of 6 people and that's it. And then they, 4 out of those 6 go to every race. And then that's it. They can have independent advisors, or not advisors, advice is not the word I'm looking for, like people observing and being part of the conversations, but not having any kind of say in that. That's going to help. But I think they're trying to cover everything. What they're doing is very similar to McLaren's papaya rules. They're trying to cover every situation with not one rule, but trying to come up with a rule for every situation. But then inevitably things will come up that they don't think of or have never happened before, unprecedented. So it's just not going to work. They need to have a system where it is a framework to allow the professional stewards to make their decision based on the evidence available, not this is it. This is what you have to do, because then there will be inconsistencies. So yeah, I think it does need simplifying, but simplifying with a little bit of nuance.